Okay, question number 3, which is the second problem to your homework last night. Again, we're trying to solve this system of equations graphically, and we want to check. So we're going to start off with our first equation. And again, one of the ways you can actually organize yourself is to label the equations right away so you can see what you're doing. So over here, number 1 is going to be 2x is equal to y plus 5. And remember, our goal is to get y by itself, and then we can determine our slope, which is m, and our y-intercept, which is b. So I want to get y by itself, so the first thing I'm going to do in this problem is I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides, and I'm going to get 2x minus 5 is equal to y. Once y is by itself, the number in front of x is your slope, and just write that as a fraction. And the number that's with that 2x term, the negative 5, is your y-intercept. All right? Equation number 2. Equation number 2, x plus y is equal to a negative 2. Solve for y. Subtract x from both sides. Y is equal to, write it in the form that you want, mx plus b, so the x term comes first. The slope for this line is the number in front of x, which is a negative 1, and write that as a fraction. And the y-intercept, again, is that constant that's with the x term. In this case, it's negative 2. So we're ready to graph. We're going to graph equation number 1. Equation number 1 has a y-intercept of negative 5. So on the y-axis, go down 5. Negative means go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where the line crosses the y-axis, so that's definitely a point on the line. And then from that point, what we want to do is we want to use our slope. Remember, the numerator is your y and the denominator is your x. So I'm going to move a plus 1 followed by a plus 2. Plus 1 in the x, which means go right 1. A plus 2 in the y, 1, 2. That means go up 2 in the y. Do it again, plus 1, plus 2. And one more time, plus 1, plus 2. And I have the points on the line on that equation. I take my ruler, line up the points as best I can, draw a line all the way through your coordinate plane, arrows on the end of those lines, on the end of the line, and then we're going to label the original equation 2x equals y plus 5. And then we're done with that line. Okay? So now we move to the next line. The next line, after I solved and did all my stuff, I got my y-intercept of a negative 2. So I go down 2. And there's my dot. And then remember, again, this is my y and this is my x. So I'm going to go from my y-intercept, I'm going to go plus 1 in the x and then minus 1 in the y. Plus 1 in the x, minus 1 in the y. Plus 1 in the x, minus 1 in the y. Plus 1 in the x, minus 1 in the y. And I get that. Those dots, again, line them up with those points. I want to line them up, draw your line through the entire coordinate plane. Arrows on the end, label the line the original, x plus y equals a negative 2. I'm now going to take my point of intersection, which is that point there, and that's going to be my solution. I need to state it. So the x coordinate is going to be a plus 1 to get there, and the y coordinate, 1, 2, 3, that's down 3, so that's a minus 3. So x is going to equal 1. When y is equal to a negative 3. There's my answer, or you can keep it as a point. There's my answer. Right? And now we want to check. So I'm going to put my check over here. What am I checking? I'm checking the fact that x is going to equal 1 and y is going to equal negative 3. Alright, my first equation, which was the original, 2x equals y plus 5. I plug in my answers. Is 2 times 1 equal to a negative 3 plus 5? Is 2 equal to 2? Sure is. We're good. Second part to the check. Start with equation number 2. Equation number 2, x plus y is equal to a negative 2. All right, plug in what you know about x and y. Is 1 plus a negative 3 equal to a negative 2? Well, sure enough, it is, and we're done.